6 million ways to die. Choose.
Oh,
Sorry, my quality's kind of bad. Uh, no, I was just asking, like, how did you like write your characters basically for like your series and stuff?
um, I mean, I guess like a lot of this shit is either maybe based off conversations with friends or just a. I wish I had a comprehensive answer, or just sort of like, you have a funny idea or you have a funny observation about something, and maybe something you're just like something that annoys you that doesn't annoy other people, or maybe they've never thought about it that way. And you just sort of write two fictional characters arguing about it. I think that's maybe an easy way to start. Just find something in a movie or a game that annoys you, and or you have some interesting insight into, and just you know, you create some dialogue around that. You know,
Okay, cool. Thank you.
you're welcome.
How did you find Newgrounds? Like, where? How did you find the website? How did you get in contact with Tom Full?
I worked at a studio. I worked at a little animation studio before Newgrounds, and then they kind of like sort of went out of business. So I needed another job, and and then so like the story is, I think some people know. I I wasn't like a huge Newgrounds person. I mean, I was like in that sort of area of like Flash animation on the internet. I was doing a lot of Flash animation at this other studio, and then Wade's brother ran an animation contest based on this radio show I used to listen to. So it was like essentially it was like a Howard Stern type show I'd listen to in the afternoons, and he was all Wade's brother, or Tom's brother Wade was also a fan. He ran an anime. He ran a contest. I saw it on Newgrounds. I had no job at the time, so I was sitting at home, and I'm like, all right, I'll just animate something. I'll enter this contest, and I won the contest. And then I said, hey man, do you guys know of any businesses around here hiring? I didn't even ask them for a job. I just didn't even. I assumed they weren't hiring or whatever, and then for some reason or another, they're like, oh, maybe what if we offered you something here? Would you want to work for us for a while? I'm like, sure, yeah, I'd do that. I'd love to. And yeah, I don't know. That's the short version, but yeah, that's how I came to work at Newgrounds, I guess you could say.
Was animation like the only thing you're interested in, and the only thing you wanted to do a job for? Or did you have like other interests where you thought like, if animation doesn't turn out well, this would probably be other good like prospects?
Honestly, I didn't even. I never, growing up, I never wanted to be an animator. I never even considered it. Like even in college, I didn't really consider it. I was working on a graphic design and illustration degree, so animation was never something I never even thought about. I mean, my senior year in college, we had there was it requires a long explanation. Essentially, there was like one animation course you could take, and I took it. It was sort of an unofficial animation class that this one teacher sort of did on the side. The school let him teach it because he had a passion for animation. They're like, all right, you can have this once a semester animation class, and I took it with some friends, and it just sort of like, I'm like, oh shit, this is fun. It wasn't even like animating that was fun. It was just sort of creating little stories, or like recording dialogue with my friends and just animating characters, and it just sort of, I'm like, oh, okay, I think I like doing this. So then after college, when my illustration career was fizzling out, I just sat in my room and I animated some cartoons, and sort of used that to apply to this animation studio, and they hired me. And yeah, I worked on a TV show for a while, and then I got laid off, and they went out of business, and then I went right to Newgrounds. So yeah, that's the long story short of it, I guess.
So basically, start out with like, fuck it, why not? Then it turned into just your job.
Yeah, I don't know. I've probably been lucky, but again, it's like if I never just sat at home and forced it, if I never just made these cartoons on my own, I never would have been never when I went anywhere anyway. So yeah, just if you like doing something or you try different things out. You never know where it'll take you. So
If you're like legally allowed to, will you be able to tell us like what was the show you worked on?
it was called VH1 Illustrated, and you can find clips of it on YouTube. I mean, you'll notice it's like it's sort of like a Saturday Night Live type show, but animated. But so the show is like a number of sketches of celebrities in silly situations. Some were funnier than others, but they all involved like celebrity caricatures. So when I worked on that, I wasn't animating either. I was doing the like the character designs. I was drawing a lot of the caricatures, and then at some point we needed so many goddamn caricatures we had to bring in someone else to help with that. But yeah, that's essentially what I did on that show. So
Has comics ever crossed your mind as a possible thing you could do? Because right now I'm doing comics and I plan on posting like my Spider-Man fan comic on here eventually. I'm just like asking like, have you ever thought of comics as like a career path before?
I have not. No, I mean I never really grew up with comics because I lived where I grew up. There really wasn't a comic shop anywhere nearby, and I'd get one or two every now and then if I went to the mall that was like a fucking hour away. That was like the closest comic shop like an hour away. So my mom would take me to that mall like every like it would be like months apart. So that's the only time I ever saw comics. So kind of
Honestly,
sucked. So yeah, no, I never got into it. So yeah.
honestly, that's the only thing that sucks about being a comic fan. Like, if you want to catch up or read any comics, you gotta like go across the whole entire fucking country to get a comic book.
Yeah, no, we got a decent comic shop not too far from here, but I even now I don't go to it because I'm lazy. So I feel like I'd like a good graphic novel. I do like a good story. I just don't. Man, I don't even know what to buy anymore. I don't even know. Like, I don't really want to read Marvel comics. I would definitely like to read more like off kilter stuff, but I just don't know. I should probably be a little more proactive in like searching those out, but yeah, I don't know.
In a manga, dude, there's like a variety of shit you can see. Like one series, you can have a whole entire dude go on a journey to save the world, and the next book you read could be about a dude just doing things because he just wants to fuck someone. That's legit. Like the
Right.
multiple varieties of manga.
Oh yeah, I know, yeah. I read some manga. I read Fire Punch, which is an interesting one. I don't know how much of that shit you read, but
Yeah, I've
and I
only read
read
like the first couple of pages of Fire Punch, but I read Chainsaw Man. They're both made by the same dude.
yeah, I read both. I actually read both of those. Chainsaw Man was all right. It was all right. It was fun. I really did like it. I don't know. I could get into it with that about that author. That author, he always like the first half of whatever he makes is always great, and then I'm not going to say the second half isn't great, but it takes a very weird turn. Uh, it's hard to put into words. Like the humor just kind of there's like less humor, less dialogue. It turns into these extended action scenes, and it gets depressing and weird. And it's like he gets it's like he almost you can watch him getting burnt out in real time and telling these stories.
Well, that's just like
Uh,
Katsuki Fujimoto for you. Like the dude literally has a Twitter account where he role plays as a third grader who likes his shit.
is that the artist behind that stuff
Yeah,
or?
the creator of it legit has a Twitter account where he role plays as a
Uh,
third grader. Yeah, he's a weird dude, but let's be honest, no normal person would create Fire Punch or Chainsaw Man.
that's true. Yeah, no one would write like a scene about a guy kidnapping women. So how do I put this? Let's not even describe that. You know what? Never mind. I'm not even gonna get into that scene. It's just fucked. Let's just say it's fucked up. And
Or legit a teenager just saving a world because he just wants to touch a titty.
Or that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that scene with the women and the dogs, and it's fucked up, and yeah, or the horny teenager who is
Dude, there's
fighting
like,
demons because he's horny. Yeah,
dude, there was one chapter in Chainsaw Man. It had to be like locked. You had to be like registered as 18 plus on the website and the app because the first page you saw was like a bunch of naked women just up on each other. And
man,
then
I don't
like,
even remember what that. I don't.
yeah, it was like
Maybe
a,
I totally forget that scene.
yeah. But the craziest thing is, it's not even done yet. Like, the whole entire 90 fucking chapter arc we just saw was just one arc. There's gonna be more, so be prepared if you're gonna read that.
What's that dude's deal? He hasn't put out anything in like 6 months.
Probably taking a break or just straight up thinking of ideas. He'll probably like come up with something once the anime
Yeah,
comes out later this year.
yeah, fair enough. He probably does need some time to think up the story.
Because like you remember, these dudes do this like weekly. This is a weekly thing, so probably get burned out really
Yeah,
fast. All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay, one last question.
Sure.
What's your opinion on Mexican food? And you better not say anything wrong because I'll get the cartel on you.
Don't say it. Look, man, I like Mexican food. You didn't even need to threaten my life with that. I mean, I like Mexican food.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I know you are, but
Yeah, no, I just wanted to end off with a silly question just to be a fucking troll for a minute because I like questions like that where you just fucking laugh and shit.
you're a maniac. You're a lunatic. You scare me.
Ah,
All right.
man. All right, thank you, Johnny. It was nice talking to you.
All right. You too. All right. See you later. What a maniac. I'll do one or two more here. And then I'll get out of here. To this guy with it's that fucking frog. I am not calling on you. I am not calling on you. I hate that thing. I hate that frog. Let's see here. Mr. Oh, look who it is. Hello? Oh, wait. Trying to get little Pico in here if it connects. I don't know. It's connecting. I'm trying. Yeah, just all right. Well, so much for that. I don't know. It's not. Doesn't seem to be. Doesn't seem to be happening. I tried. I don't know. You can try again, little Pico. I don't know what happened there. All right. This scary person. All right. Here. Hello.
I did not think that would work. Holy shit.
Oh, it worked.
Shit. Oh, I guess. Well, hey man, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. It's 1 a.m, but I don't really got much to do tomorrow or the day after because I'm out of the job now. But that's okay because
Oh.
I'm living with my folks because they're just whatever about things.
All right. Let's get into this therapy session. All right.
No, sorry, I didn't mean to dump on you. I just I needed to start. I needed to start with something because you caught me like. I know I was spamming the little
Oh
hand job
yeah.
emoji, but I wasn't really expecting you to take the bait. It's not
It's
bait.
okay.
It's not bait. That's a figure of speech.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all
Okay,
right,
I
man.
guess.
Take it, relax. It's okay.
Is it that obvious? Shit.
It's all good. It's just me, man. Just me.
Okay, I guess my first question is I've been so I guess what do you animate in?
I use Adobe Flash, which is now Adobe Animate, but the older version is just called Flash now. So that's what I use.
How long you've been using that? Has that been your like
Uh,
your go-to?
yeah, yeah. No, I've been using it well over 15 years at this point. Yeah.
Um, how do you pick up something like that? I've like actually always really wanted to do animation and like cartoons and weird little internet shits like that, but I don't really know where to start. Like I've tried I've
Um,
tried picking up Blender because I heard you can like do almost anything in there, but it's a little daunting.
yeah. If you want to try 2D animation, I think I'd recommend downloading some older version of Flash that you can probably just grab for free somewhere, or get Adobe Animate or Adobe Animate and Flash. They're essentially like roughly the same thing, so not that hard to learn. Or you can try Toon Boom. I'd try one of those too. I think. Um,
Toon Boom, is that the what's that soft? Is that the one where you like how much is the license or whatever?
I am I am not sure. It's probably priced reasonably. I think you could get Toon Boom for a reasonable price. But I think they inherently work a little differently. But if you're looking to just start animating, just want to make a little cartoon or just do some frame by frame stuff, I think either one of those would serve you well. I think.
How do you they don't I thought they put I thought they put Flash to the X. How do you is it still available?
The misconception here is the when people say, "Oh, Flash is dead," it's like the Flash player, which was basically like a browser plugin. That's what's not available anymore. See, when you animate in sorry, so when you animate in Flash, you're animating vector art. Do you know the difference between like vector and raster art?
Kinda. I'm a little foggy
It's sort of
on the details.
all right. It's art that is like when you draw a shape, it's almost like filled in like with a mathemat. It's similar to like Adobe Illustrator. It's lines that are drawn with like mathematical curves. It's not actually pixels you're drawing with. It's
Mathematical curves.
I'm explaining this incredibly poorly. I would say just Google like vector versus raster art. It'll explain it sufficiently. But the point of me saying that was when you export, because of the nature of this vector art, it makes incredibly small files. So when you back years ago, when you export a cartoon from Flash, it would render it in the same vector art that you drew it in, and you could just have cartoons on the internet that would run for like 20 minutes and be like 5 or 6 megs or something. It would be very small file sizes. But Flash and Adobe Animate, you can still export them in that file type. It's called an SWF, but you can export them as video and just put them up on the internet as video, and they just run fine. So it's really just that what one file type that they used to export in that really doesn't work on the internet anymore. But you can still use those programs. You can still export them as video. I would say if you're gonna pick up like maybe like find like an older free version of Flash to get started in, you'd want to also pick up. Yeah, you can download it off Newgrounds, but
Would
it's
you
called Swiv.
would
It's
you
called
recommend
Swivel.
an older version?
I think if you're just trying to start out and learn it and not have any pressure on you to pay for anything, yeah, I think you could definitely if you learned Flash from like even like a 10 or 15-year-old version of it. You could still take that and apply that to like Adobe Animate if you ever bought that one day. They really are they're pretty much the same program. They're just rebranded.
And you say you can get it on Newgrounds?
You can't get the older you can't get the older versions of Flash on Newgrounds. Maybe I could probably send you a link to one if you want, like an older version of Flash.
That would be mighty cool.
But the maybe like just set this at me on Twitter and I'll send it to you.
All right.
But what you're gonna want if you want to export them as video, you're gonna want this app that's on Newgrounds called Swivel. You can go to the download section. It's like basically you export the cartoon from Flash as a .swf, open it in Swivel, and then Swivel will export it as an MP4 video. And the reason that program exists is because Flash was never very good at exporting video back in the day, but our brilliant friend Mike, who developed this app to turn these into videos. So just if you get those two things, you're pretty much good to go. You can just put whatever you want on Newgrounds or YouTube or whatever.
So old Flash and Swivel.
Yeah.
And where did you say I could get Swivel?
Go to the download section on Newgrounds. If you scroll to I think the bottom of the site, there should be a link to downloads somewhere. But yeah, I would say if you're looking for an older version of Flash, I think either Adobe CS3 I think is out there. You got Macromedia. Essentially, before Flash was even owned by Adobe, it was owned by this company called Macromedia. So if you get Macromedia Flash 8, that's also essentially the exact same thing as Adobe Flash CS3. It's the same program. They keep just rebranding it and passing it down through companies, but it's all the same thing.
Do you also edit and add audio and cut in Flash, or is that different?
You can add audio in it. Yeah, you can put audio on the timeline. You're gonna have to record it in a different software. You're gonna have to download some free audio software. Whatever's out there. I think there's a few different open source audio programs you can grab for free.
What do you but you have to edit it, right? Or is there any
Flash has rudimentary audio editing tools, but I'd try to avoid that. It's kind of shitty. I would say try to edit it to the best of your ability in the audio editing program, and then just import it into Flash when you're done. I think if there is a scene or two where you're not sure how long the gap is between the two scenes, you could export them as two different files and then put them on the timeline, and then space them out how you see fit on the timeline. But it's a complicated answer. Essentially, I would try your best to edit it to the best of your ability in the audio program. You can futz around with it in Flash a little bit, but it just kind of sucks. I've always hated editing audio in Flash, so it's probably better in Adobe Animate. I think if you try to get the newest program, I think they probably handle that shit better, but.
Flash has always been the old reliable for you, right? Though, and that's what you'd recommend to any budding artists or animators.
I think if you just want to animate a cartoon, if you just enjoy 2D art, just want to bring your little 2D characters to life, I think that's more manageable than trying. I feel like Blender just isn't really. You could probably make a cartoon in Blender, but I don't know. I think it would just be infinitely more difficult. I'd say, I would say Flash or Adobe Animate or Toon Boom is one of those would be. Would be ideal.
I was kind of also interested in 3D animation because I liked how I can't really name too many at the top of my head, but some cartoons and some games use kind of 2D and 3D, some sort of I don't know how they do it, but 2D and 3D fucking assets at the same time.
I would say Blender is your best bet there. If you were to, I would say if you want to make games or something, I would say like try to just try to learn take some intro courses on Blender and Unity. I think both are free for most people. So yeah, I'd say yeah, if you can get yourself a free copy of Flash, get a free audio software, and then just download Blender and Unity and just start messing with them. Maybe just I know there's like a ton of tutorials for all of these programs out there, and I don't use Unity and Blender myself, but like Chris OniNG, if you know him, my friend Swain, they all use this stuff a lot, and it's all heavily supported software. They're constantly updating it. I'm sure there's like a million resources out there. Start small. Try like modeling a very simple little character, and then you could mess with. If you want to make a game out of it, you could just try importing it into Unity and getting it to move around a little bit. I'm sure you could do it, man. It's totally doable.
All right.
But don't feel overwhelmed. Just try doing one thing at a time.
Yeah, I'm writing all this down, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about anything passing through one ear and out the other.
Okay.
What was I gonna? Okay. Have you made any Flash games? Sorry if I'm like, this is a stupid question, but I didn't really scrape up on like
Oh.
JohnnyUtah lore too much today.
I've made games I made a few games with Tom Fulp. I have not programmed them. He programmed them. I made. If you go to my Newgrounds page, you'll see all the games I've worked on. You could try them out, and they used to be Flash, but I think most of them should run through along with that video exporter. This guy Mike, he also is working on this Flash emulator for the internet called Ruffle. I'm sorry, this is all really confusing to some people, but essentially it just means you should be able to run Flash games in the browser again without a problem because this emulator takes that data, converts it through dark magic, and it should be able to run again for the most part. So as long as you're like on an up-to-date browser like Google Chrome or whatever, it should run fine, I think, most of these games.
Wait, you're talking about running Flash games?
Yeah.
What was the emulator called?
It's called Ruffle, but you don't need to download it. It should just work in the background. It should just work automatically. If you try playing these games on Newgrounds, it should just work, hopefully.
Did you play any of the other than Newgrounds? What other sites did you kind of tinker around or look around with other creators for Flash games? Because I used to play a lot of Max games and Addicting games and a bit of Cool Math games. Stick Page was also pretty great.
I mostly always just stuck to Newgrounds because I worked here. I know I had a friend who helped design Congregate, the website. So
I used to play Balloon Tower Defense on there.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, that's mostly what I've stuck with. But
did you work on Castle Crashers by any chance?
I did. I mean, if you boot up the game and you go to character select, there's these character select portraits for all the characters. I drew those.
Whoa! You did?
Yeah.
Dude, I used to always like flicker through them because I thought they looked so cool. Like, whoa.
If you go to my Newgrounds page, you'll see under the art section, you'll see all of them there. I compiled all of them into one sheet, so you should be able to see them.
Well, my personal favorite is the Purple Knight. I thought he was always the dopest.
Oh yeah, no, I enjoyed drawing that. Yeah, that was fun.
You made Tankman, right? Is that your guy?
Yeah, that's me.
When did you like I know it's like again I've been following you for a bit. I've been meaning to like look into your Newgrounds and there's a lot of Newgrounds creators I wanted to like look into, but
it's all good.
What was Tankman from and for?
So the backstory was when I redesigned the Newgrounds logo many years ago. There was a little tank pilot in the logo, and he essentially, if you look up like if you Google like old Newgrounds logos, you'll see there's this little blob of a guy on top of the old tank, and it really was he was kind of undefined. Like he was like a he was in all he's all black, but he had the white goggles, and there was just sort of a weird like white line that was I think it was supposed to like be like where his arm was. It's like just to, like separate his arm from his body. Just sort of like an awkward little design thing in the logo. And I said, I wanna separate the tank pilot from the tank better. I want it to not make it look it's not a big solid black mass. So I'm like, maybe I'll just put a white vest on him. So the whole reason he even's wearing a white vest is so he didn't look like he was attached to the tank. And then when I did that, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just make a little cartoon series of this guy. And that's essentially where it came from. So
It became the logo, and then it became the series.
it was a logo first, and then the series. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I thought Tom Fulp might have just picked it up the other way around.
No, yeah. He was always in the logo before I even worked there, but I refined it to like what the character is now, essentially. Like, so I feel like I can take like most credit for it, but the character sort no one called him Tankman or even acknowledged him before I like redesigned him, but he was technically part of the logo. Yeah.
That's a good backstory. um,
Yeah.
one more. Would you
Sure.
attribute any of anything you do to like college in any way? Because that's always been something kind of looming over my head, whether I should do that or not.
So I learned a lot of college was probably a waste of time outside for me personally. I mean, there's majors that are I think some are more advantageous to go to college for. I mean, it really depends. I'd say college, not everyone fucking needs college. I mean, there's a lot of animators I know never went to college. They just taught themselves. It's really surprising how in this day and age it's probably easier than ever to teach yourself almost anything you need to know if you're dedicated. But, I don't know. It depends. Depends on I mean, if you want to go to college for art, it's you could honestly probably just do it yourself and it'd be way cheaper and you'd probably you'd miss a little bit of like professional instruction, but a lot of people have done it. I don't know. It's if you don't want to blow tens of thousands of dollars on school, you could totally teach yourself if that's what you want to do. But again, yeah, if you're going for like a law degree or a business degree, obviously you're gonna need college, I
Yeah.
guess. But
Who the fuck wants to go for that?
yeah,
This entire Twitter. What do they call
yeah,
these things? Twitter spaces.
Twitter space.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's
Yeah.
that's definitely helpful though. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I mean, no one's gonna hire you because you have an art degree. It's like they're looking for your skills.
Yeah, I've
Uh,
kind of picked that up. I have a friend. I have like one industry friend who's like, yeah, school's kind of not always the end all be all.
it seems inordinately expensive for maybe what you get out of it. I mean, there are like benefits. I mean, they may like try to hook you up with like an internship or you know, uh, there's like little things like that might be beneficial to going to school for like an expensive school for animation or art, but I don't know. It's definitely something you should ask a bunch of people about. Maybe I never went to one of those schools, so maybe you should find some people who did, see what they think, if it was really beneficial to them or not. But
Yeah.
like, I never, I never went to. Yeah, again, I majored in like graphic design. If you, I don't know, do you know who Stamper is?
Stanford. Oh,
Yeah, another Newgrounds
Jog.
guy. Or you like Ego Raptor? Like, but these
Yeah,
two guys, they
yeah.
never even grade.
I used to love
They,
Raptor.
they never even finished high school, and they've so it's like you can just do it, man. It's like don't don't feel like school is holding you back. You just do it.
Wait, mentioning
Yeah,
E-Raptor kind of made me think of like, yeah, that's Aaron, right? That's
yeah,
the game
yeah,
girl, and then that makes me kind of think of the whole when Sir Pelo made an animation, and then he kind of commented on it, and then everybody dogged on him, and then Sir Pelo
yeah,
animated the dogging, and I was like,
yeah. That was a real mess. It was a real dramatic, unfortunate mess. But
it was hilarious. I love Sir Pelo's attitude about like everything he does. He seems just a very chipper guy, and like,
I've met him. Yeah, he's a very energetic, fun dude. He's a very nice dude, and I don't know how anyone could ever be mad at him. He just trying to make people laugh. That's all he's doing. Just trying to make people laugh. He's not trying to just not trying to hurt people.
a
He's just
genuine,
having some fun.
yeah, that genuinely seems like what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Um, I think there was like another thing. Sorry, I'm fucking spitting these at you like spitballs, but
Okay. Yeah. If you want to give me one more, I can do that.
okay. So, is there any when you're going into animation and art, is there any like
Yeah.
I know that everybody says you should have like a fallback, like a trade.
Yeah.
Do you think is there any like technical skill that you should learn in that field that you could probably rely on a little bit or something like that?
Um. I mean, man, that's an. I mean, there's a lot of trades out there that are in demand. I think right now, like a lot of if you really want to get it, like electricians or shit like that. I mean,
Well, I know
I don't know.
what like people
I don't know what you're
need
thinking. Yeah.
because I have a friend who's like he does art. I think he does backgrounds, but I'm talking like technical as in technical in that field, like animation. What he does
Oh,
is he's a rigger, as in like he
got it. Yeah, yeah. I know what I mean.
puts the models up
Yeah.
to the limbs and all that. He said, yeah, that's what usually it's more in high demand and not as flashy as like your standard animation job.
All right.
Something like that I kind of meant.
Sorry, my apologies.
No worries. I know what you mean though,
I
and
don't.
I understand
Yeah.
the importance of like having actually a solid fallback.
I'm sort of on the outskirts of all this a little bit, just working on my 2D game over in left field over here. So I don't know what all these companies doing 3D games, what all the millions of jobs that they're quite in demand for. But yeah, I wish I could. I wish I had more info on that, but I guess I don't. Um,
That's fine. I'll figure it out.
yeah, you'll get there, man. I think sounds like you know some people that could give you some good advice.
I mean, I know a bunch of people. I talk to like maybe guy every so often. It's
Yeah,
kind of hard to reach out nowadays.
I get you. Well, sounds like he knows a thing or two, maybe
Yeah,
a little bit more than me in this area. But
yeah. At the same time, I don't want to like be that guy that kind of just is kind of just like I don't know, tugging at your skirt or whatever, asking
well, if you got questions in the future, you can send them to me.
how often do you do these spaces?
I mean, I've done a few like once a week. I've done one maybe once a week, maybe.
Do you
But if
like
you want to send me a question on Twitter or something, that's fine too.
all right? Do you like do them because I don't know you're bored or you like what do you expect from these? What do
I'm
you
just bored. I'm just bored. That's all.
what's your sorry if it's kind of personal. What's kind of like what's your no, what's your what keeps you like what's your I'm fucking retarded. What's your day job? What do you like? What's your income like? Your job.
I work at Newgrounds, and I've been working on a video game for the last few years. That's
Is
basically
that
my job. Yeah.
is that Nightmare Cops?
Yeah. Yes.
How's that going?
It's good. It's good. It's taking longer than it should, but it's getting there.
What do you Newgrounds probably, but what else do you plan on releasing it anywhere else?
Well, it's not going to be released on Newgrounds.
It's
It's
not
going
going to
to
be
be a
released on
console.
Newgrounds.
It's going to be a console game. It's not going to be a web
Oh,
game.
that's
So
sick. Like a full-fledged,
yeah,
like, let's put this shit in your household.
yeah.
What can you give us, like, what systems or?
It's going to be at least Xbox and PC, I think. For future stuff, I'm hoping for other things, but can't comment on it at the moment. But
Can you tell us where on PC? Steam or?
probably Steam. But
That'll be good. I think most
I'll
people
tell you what.
prefer that.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm gonna try to get to a few more people here.
Yeah, sorry. I feel like I've been holding up this whole fucking burger joint.
It's all right.
You've been
It's all good.
you're awesome, dude. Thanks for answering my shits.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. You have a good night. All right.
You too.
All right. See ya. Okay. All right. Let's try this little. Let's try little pico again. If it works. Hello.
なんだ、まあ、お兄さんで。
Hello. Are you there? Hello.
おーい。あ、うん。ごめん。
How are you?
あ、は、
Hello, Mr. JohnnyUtah.
Hello.
あ、
Oh, this is fun. Okay.
あ、待った。
Hello.
あ、ぐっと、うん。もしもし、ハロー、もしもし。夜、
Uh,
ぐっと、
Good day.
ぐっと、
Good day.
うん。
good day. Yeah.
うん。
How are you doing
I'm doing great. How are you?
today?
This is cool. I like this. This is funny.
Thank you. I'm fine.
That's great to hear. All right.
ミスター・ジョニー・ウタさ、夜、are you cooking?
I was cooking
Oh,
earlier today, but not anymore.
cooking.
What
なんだ
What do you like to cook?
steaming. 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 Don't be frozen food. Frozen. There you go. Get on back. Anima. Let it go. Let it go.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I was so very shocked. You made the castle crashers artwork at castle crasher. I was very shocked. Castle crashers. Oh, you made that? You made that? I was. You made that?
You want to play Castle Crashers?
Yeah. You made the illustration of castle crashers.
Yes, the illustration of the Castle Crashers. Yeah.
I really admired it when I was very young.
Oh.
I was very playing it. I think I was last year. I admired it.
Oh yeah.
Your cooking is tofu. Tofu is
Mm-hmm.
mwah!
Yeah, I was cooking tofu. Yeah. Do you like tofu?
So, oh,
Yeah, I fried it and I put maple syrup and rice wine vinegar on them, and it's
very deep.
very good.
ね、also, I have your, desktop wallpaper, your illustration.
Illustration.
I made it desktop wallpaper. I was,
You made a desktop wallpaper?
I made it as my desktop wallpaper.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
うん。
Makes me very happy.
待って。I will, だよ。
Crazy over there.
You are cool.
Thank you.
Hee hee.
I should get one of these. Speaking Japanese.
Do you, can I request you, Mr. JohnnyUtah,
What would you like to request?
speak Japanese with me.
You want me to? Sorry, you want me to speak Japanese?
It's okay. It's little bit. My friends are watching. Hello.
Oh, hello, little Pico's friends, Kikupa's friends. Hello. I'm sorry. Do you,
Beep.
I like your translator.
Translator.
I'll say konnichiwa, everyone. Konnichiwa.
Hello, JohnnyUtah さん、ジェフさん、夜、okay. I am in, I learn something, very bad. It's so embarrassing. Many people, I will stay strong.
You stay strong.
Shut up. Motherfucker.
Wait, what?
Fuck you!
What the hell?
Fuck you! Mr. JohnnyUtah!
Oh, you just you said. Holy shit.
Sorry. ごめんなさい。You are making me cry.
Stop. You are the best. You are the best.
Okay. Taco,
You're
you.
hilarious.
You. Taco, Mr. JohnnyUtah. Utah. I say bad things. Mr. JohnnyUtah さ、やったー。
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Do you like cursing? Do you like English curse words?
Yes. Yes. どう
Yeah, you like
うせ
you like
うせはあなたものやるから
all right. Well, all right. Yeah, motherfuckers.
あマダファカーニューガンツとマダファカー
This is wild. Well, I'm glad you're learning new words, little pico.
Yeah. Little Pika loves Joe. Love Pika no Joe. Loves you. Pika
All
no.
right.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
So-
Wow. Yay.
yeah.
Well, I will not say these words very much. I will.
Oh, it's okay. They're very funny. I don't want you to get in trouble. That's all. But they're very funny.
30.
Yeah.
Hello, me. My friends confused.
They're confused. You have to teach them some words.
Meow.
Well,
本当にごめんなさい。本当にごめんなさいね。So sorry.
okay.
Okay. I am going now. Mr. JohnnyUtah, happy day.
Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. Newgrounds. People.
Newgrounds. Yes.
Bye bye.
All right. I'll talk to you later. See you later. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Jeez, that kid just growing up so fast. I don't know what to say. All right, let's. Jeez, I really gotta get some sleep here. Let's just this. Oh man. Oh wait, you know what? I'm gonna call my friend Mike here. Let's hope this works. Mike,
Hello.
how are you?
Doing terrible. Absolutely awful.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's
Why?
it's been a disaster. So
What has? What's what?
this past week there's been a mosquito in my bedroom. And
Yeah.
I just can't get any sleep.
You can't find it or stop it.
That's why I'm up listening to your goddamn Twitter space.
Mike. Damn. Oh well, I'm sad. I'm still sorry. I'm sorry, Mike. It's terrible.
And you
should
know
put one of those.
how those mosquitoes are,
I do.
because I'll turn the lights out and I'll put the iPad on my chest with the light
Yeah.
all the way on to try to attract it to me because it's hiding.
And it's sucking your blood at night.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Can you?
I'm getting wrecked by this thing, Jeff.
Get a bug zapper. Put it in your room.
Is that a thing? Can you do that?
I mean, probably. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
I mean, I've never. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Here's the thing, Jeff.
Yeah.
So there was this mosquito was tormenting me last week for about 3 days. I was getting no sleep.
Is it just landing on your face, or like what's it doing to you?
So I would start to fall asleep, and then you would just hear it. You would hear the high-pitched whine. And I would jump up and turn the lights on, and I would see it for a split second. But then
you could get
be gone.
Sticky Mike. You get some sticky tape, that insect sticky tape. You get that. Try that. Try hanging a few of those around your room. I'm sure you'll get it.
Jeff, here's the thing. Here's what's scaring me.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is because I killed this thing. I killed it on Friday.
Is it a ghost? Yeah.
And I rejoiced. I immediately jumped for joy.
Yeah.
Because I could finally get some sleep. But just today, I saw another mosquito by my computer.
Yeah.
So I'm worried that my place is infested.
I mean, they pretty much breed in like water puddles and shit. So as long as you don't have any of those around, what?
My kitchen sink has been spewing sewage. I wonder if that has something to do with it.
Well, mosquitoes lay their eggs in putrid water. I
don't know.
If that's what's happening.
What do I do?
Maybe you should. I
Yeah.
would just, Mike. I don't know. You should hang that bug tape up around in your kitchen in your bedroom. You should be okay. And fix your goddamn sink.
Okay. Thank you for the advice, Jeff.
Mike, you're the greatest problem solver I've ever known in my entire life. I'm sure there's something you'll figure out here. There's got to be something.
Maybe one day I'll get some sleep.
All right, well, I hope so. You deserve it.
Goodbye, Jeff.
Good talking to you again, Mike. See ya. All right. See ya. Mike, you God among men. All right, I'm going to go to sleep. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry I didn't get to you. Good night.